Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your StockMiner, Brian Johnson. Quick weekly wrap up of the trading room. I'm going to start to make these shorter and shorter for you. Anyway, so you guys can see, just so you know. For the week, this is what we did on the ES futures for the trading week. Wasn't a spectacular week, I'll tell you, by all means, but you know what? It just is what it is. We weren't given a whole lot to work with necessarily. Had a few decent moves during the course of a week, but like today, for example, the ES futures ran up in the morning for about a tradable 6 to 8 point move, and then it like wandered sideways from like 1340 to 1342 on the futures in like 2 hours. Is like a 2 point move back and forth for like 2 hours, 3 hours, something ridiculous like that. I don't trade that. That's just it's chop. So very difficult. I'll just stay out of it. Anyway, so we had a lot of that during the course of a week where it really wasn't very tradable. But point being, I wish it would have been a little bit better. However, at the end of the week, still not too bad. You can see the beginning of the week started out very good. Then as we got into the chop, it got more and more difficult to trade anything. Anyway, by the end of the week, we still ended up with a potential profit in the room of about $1,000 here. That's what it is all totaled up. $1,015 on the ES side. So, once again, in the room, you get to see everything I'm doing. You get to hear everything I'm saying. I try to be very good about giving you lots of early warnings about when I'm getting in and when I'm getting out of things, what my targets are, all that stuff. Instead of, hey, I took a trade at so and so. Too bad you guys missed it. I don't believe in that. I want you guys to learn how to trade and not just, you know, and then not just try to pretend like I know what I'm doing. My performance just is what it is. So these were the futures. Here's the stocks. Stocks were much better this week. Here are all the trades we took this week. I'm basing it all off 100 shares. I'm not out of all of them. Some of these I'm holding over the weekend. I base it on 100 shares. It could be, I don't know what you guys trade, 10 shares, 25 shares, 5 shares, whatever. I have no clue. If you have huge accounts, maybe it's 1,000 shares for everything. I don't know. Anyway, I based it all on 100 shares. By the end of the trading week, we had taken 1,000,000 shares. This is a lot. We had a lot of great setups. So 33 to 51, what about 18 trades or so by the time the week was done? That's really good. I don't normally manage that many at any one time, but we had so many break that were just cherry setups. I couldn't help myself. So by the end of the week, total potential of $3,000 on the stock side. So whether you play stocks, futures, or both, there was a potential there for about $4,000 to be pulled out of the stock market this week. That's just trading 100 shares, and that's just trading one contract from the future standpoint. So very possible. Lots of good potential from that standpoint. Figure it out for yourself. I don't know what you guys use for your trading shares, but whatever. You guys can figure that out for yourself and give yourself a ballpark. So anyway, hope to see you in the room. It's growing. Really enjoying it. We keep it light. It's pretty laid back, I try to keep it light so we can stay relaxed, so there's not a lot of pressure, so you don't get all freaked out about your trading. I try to be very good about giving early warning of when to get in and when to get out, and hey, you know what, I just really think this is a good time to exit or something like that. Very good. I try to be very good about my communication, which I know is what a lot of other trading rooms lack, because I'm getting that from people's feedback over and over and over and over again, constantly. Well, they only told me they were in a trade after they were in the trade. By that time, it's too late for me to take the trade, and then they tell me how much they made, but you don't really know if they took it because they didn't tell you beforehand that they took it, type thing. And I'm, of course, flabbergasted because I had no idea that I've never been in a trading room, so I don't know how other people do it. All I know is that that's absolutely freaking ridiculous. So I know I'm not going to try to run my room that way, and I hope somebody speaks up if they hear me doing something like that. Okay, on to the trading markets. Here we go. The Dow, everything. If you're not the NASDAQ, if your name is not NASDAQ, you really didn't go anywhere today. Okay? If your name's the NASDAQ, you're on to new highs. You've closed, you've done it, it's over with. Now I'm really finding it hard to believe that the other markets won't follow that. So here we go. Maybe we need a pullback first. I don't know. Maybe we see that early Monday morning. I'd be listening for news this weekend, whether it good, whether it be bad. I don't know. But seems that someone knows something and they're just not telling the rest of us because we are the little guy and not big money. But listen for some news this weekend, maybe something that'll help move the markets coming into Monday morning. The point of the fact, or the fact of the matter, the point of the fact, I'm tired. The fact of the matter is, here we are today, Still sitting up near our highs in nothing but yet another consolidation day. You can see that pop this morning perfectly off the 20-period moving average and up and nowhere. So for the day, you can see same thing. Look, have this little candle. Yeah, does it look like this candle? Yeah, it kind of looks like that candle. Could we do this next week? Yeah, we kind of could. But you know what else? This is just a consolidation candle. This up, sideways, up, sideways. Look, up, sideways, up. How about over here? Look at this. Up, sideways, up. I mean, this type of stuff is all over the place. Point is, if we don't go anywhere from here, if the bears don't really take this thing over and start to really push hard, it's all bullish. This is still a bullish feel, still a bullish look. Moving on to the NASDAQ, we'll make it real clear. Let me show you something else that might be setting up. Draw a little line like that. We can either make A, an inverse head and shoulders, or B, a cup and a handle. That's a bullish formation. Anyway. Okay, NASDAQ 60-minute. Here you can see us breaking up and over and into new highs. 2420 was my get long moment, and that was get long time. As you can see, the bears covered, and they just ran it up and up and up and up and up into the 2330-ish mark. Pulled back, finished up right about 10 points above that 2320, up 1% for the day, while the rest of the markets were like nowhere. They didn't go anywhere. So very, very little move on them. Looking to see if they might follow, though. That's kind of what my bias is obviously more now towards the bullish side for all of the indices coming into next week. Let's see if they don't follow what's going on. NASDAQ up and over the 2420 and closing above that 2420. I'll give the bears a day or so to try to get it back below that level, but right now doesn't look all that good. Still looking clean as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 of 5, 2 of 5. I don't know. I don't really care. But this looks like a new 5 wave up. So a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. I don't know where that could end right now. Could end next week. Could end Monday morning. Could end any time. Point is, looks like it's a new push to the upside. I went the wrong way. From a weekly, you can see two up and over, new highs, new close. So, and looking good. This is looking just fine up here. Trend-wise, it's still moving very well, still getting good participation. Seems like people are interested in it. All right, SPX 60-minute, same thing. Moved up today, and this was that whole drag all day long. Can you even see? Can you even see the candles? You can't? Yeah, neither could we. It was boring. Boring. Sideways action today. Typical of a Friday. I preach about this all the time. Expect a couple hours in the morning and then not much the rest of the day. And sure enough, we can get much the rest of the day. Sometimes you get that late day pop or something as people are adjusting and preparing for the next week, getting out of positions, maybe getting into positions, whatever. Anyway, point is, it can go anywhere all day long. So very, very, very slow, sloppy trading for the SPX. I kept waiting for them to maybe kick it into gear, even at the end of the day, and catch up to where the NASDAQ was. I mean, 1350 area, 1355 area? Come on, show me something here? Nothing. I got nothing. Still a flat. From a daily perspective, right into overhead resistance. So same type of look happening here. Maybe this is the cup. Could get a handle. Who knows? I don't know. Just ideas out there. Could be working on an inverse head and shoulders as well if you count all this over here. Point being, 1, 2, 3, 4 looks like 5. So I still have to be more bullish coming into next week. Was a very good week for the bulls, as the VIX as well closes not only at 1752 for the day, but 1752 for the week. Another big red candle to the downside. Woo-hoo. So complacency still reigns in the markets. There's really no concern. There's no concern. There's no real panic. There's no consistent panic in the markets whatsoever. Everything's sitting down here below about that 19 area, which is where I really look for things to hold if things are going to, really start to get, change and get bearish. Just like we saw over here. We were holding up and around that 19 area. I'm like, oh, hey, this could go for a while on the old bear side. And then, yeah, quickly back into the not so scared anymore. So that's where we're at. Not so scared anymore zone. FAS flattened out. This was a big catalyst this last week for the S&P. The financials doing very, very well. We got great pushes up and into this area. I'm not sure I'll get a video done. So coming into next week, you're looking for a push over 25.75 for a long. Don't really have much for a short, back below 25 maybe, but I like 25.75 for a long if the bearish or if the bullishness continues in the markets. I really like that one. Also like it here, up and over the 50-day moving average, not once but twice. Tested it today to hold. So once again, keep those same marks in mind coming into next week. trading. It could be long, could be a good long up into the 27 area. Keep that in mind. That would be huge overhead resistance. FAZ then falling down. This one's used to be the chart I loved, but now it's just kind of ugly. Not showing me much, sitting here basing right around the 43 mark. Below 43 is your short coming into next week. We did kind of put in, if you want to call that a bullish harami or whatever, I don't know. It's kind of stretching at this point, hoping for some bearishness in the markets, to be quite honest. But if this thing can get below 43, that is my short. If it could, somehow get back up above maybe 44, 44.50, 44.50 maybe, could maybe push that back into this 46 area here. So all areas to be watching. These aren't really setting up all that well. They're not pretty in my book. I'll give you some ideas on where to look for day trades, but I wouldn't be swing trading this at all. So keep that in mind. Next week, what are we doing? Looking for the bullishness. That's right. I got to keep that bias. I'm 60, 65% bullish right here. Just got to be after the NASDAQ closed up and over. The Dow kind of looks like it's consolidating, maybe even wants to pull back into the 12.6 area here before it finally rebounds higher. But overall, with this NASDAQ getting up and over this area and closing there, whew, boy, I'll tell you, I just got to remain bullish on the markets coming into next week. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again next week. Bye.